Hey, how's it going, everybody? Some exciting news actually to talk to you guys about, and something that's been really sought after that for some people like myself who are a PC only player, didn't really have to worry about. But for those that, when the free to play update ended up coming out, they weren't able to use some of the previous DLCs. And yes, I mean DLC, not like the F1 fan pack I talked in yesterday's video, but I'm talking about stuff like the DeLorean that you purchased as a DLC, and unfortunately, if you were on console, you couldn't transition that over until now. What's up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. We've got three things we're going to be talking about today. Primarily, the DLCs that people have purchased in the past are now fully cross-platform. Also, some known bug fixes. There's been some things going on in the community, like not being able to spectate your own community tournaments and other things like that that are finally being, I guess, put attention towards and being fixed. And then last but certainly not least, a lot of you guys have been asking about the Intel World Open. What are all these teams and all these rosters that are getting announced? How the heck can I keep track of all of these? Adam, are you going to do... Well, nobody calls me Adam. Lawler, are you going to do a tier list of all these rosters now that we know what some of the specific ones are? And the answer is, if you guys want me to, comments down below, let me know. But I found and have made an easy way to stay up to date, and it's something that you guys are used to by now. So those are the three things on the docket for today. But before we get into that, as always, if you guys do enjoy the content, twitch.tv/Lawler, come hang out with us. We'd love to have you every day, but Tuesday as well. As check out all the links in the description down below for links to the things that I'm talking about today, all the articles, as well as all my social medias. If you could be so kind to give those a like and follow. And speaking of like and follow and supporting me, if you enjoy the content, thumbs up, hit subscribe. But let's get into it. First things first, we're going to be talking about the premium DLC, which are now becoming cross-platform. This will start officially on May 24th, so in a few days here. And for those that don't know what that means, or those that are possibly new to Rocket League from the free-to-play update, in the past, there used to actually be physical DLCs you could buy. When the game was only on Steam, you could pay like $2 and get a unique vehicle, like the DeLorean or the McLaren. There's probably a video going on of a bunch of different vehicles that you guys may not have seen in the past, like the Jurassic Park Jeep and everything else. There's a bunch. And the difficulty is if you were a console player that transitioned into PC, those were not cross-platform. Even though you linked your Epic Games account, you could not use those vehicles. It just was not a thing. And it frustrated a lot of people because their old inventories, or people that use stuff like the Batmobile, had to pick and choose whether they wanted to play on higher FPS on the PC or if they wanted to use a vehicle that they really enjoyed that they spent money for. And it felt like for a lot of people that their money was wasted, that it was really frustrating, which in itself is kind of a weird concept because you spent $20 on both games to play on both platforms. And unless you transferred over and did the whole like PC thing after free to play, then it's a little bit different. But that is no longer the case, which is really exciting news. For a lot of people, if you guys haven't seen the article, it talks about if you're playing in the DeLorean or the Fast and Furious cars like the Skyline, I know a lot of people are happy about. Players on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox will be able to use all premium DLC packs that were purchased prior to the launch of free-to-play across platforms. And a lot of people are actually misunderstanding what this means. A lot of people think that these are coming back into sale, which is not the case. For those that don't have the Skyline or whatever vehicle they want, it does not mean you can go and purchase those now. It is meaning that if you have used them previously, you are now able to use them on all platforms. So keep that in mind. It's a big disclaimer. There's a lot of people that are misreading or misunderstanding this post, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't want you guys to go in with the wrong idea. In order to do this, there is going to be two steps. Very easy. Number one, you have to link your different platform accounts to your Epic Games account. Make sure you do this correctly. If you guys don't know how to do that, there's links in the description, or you can go and check out my video that I've put out previously about when free-to-play came up to date. I went into detail about the things that you had to do and making sure you sign up with your account correctly, because the hassle of going back is a pain in the butt. I don't know if that's still the case, but it was back then. So be careful about when you sign up and link accounts together. Second thing is, once the platform accounts are linked, if they are not already, you will need to log into the platform where you owned the licensed items. So if you are on console like PlayStation, you need to log in there once this feature is live, which is on May 24th. You only have to do this once. The reason why you do this is because it is a, quote, necessary step. So Signet, Sinex Network, can link which DLC your platform account owns to your other accounts. It is basically saying, hey, these accounts are linked, but because it's not active and you haven't logged in, the server doesn't know to go and check that other account. It is time to boot up that old console and make sure that the server recognizes that, oh, these accounts are linked and they do have some other stuff. I need to allow for that over here as well. Now, keep in mind that there is some exclusive content that will not follow these terms. For people who play on the Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, obviously there is unique cars and vehicles that only apply to those consoles due to obviously the exclusivity of some of the branding or some of the franchises that are in there. I'm talking stuff like the Mario and Luigi vehicle, Samus's gunship. You're talking Sweet Tooth for PlayStation, and Hog Sticker and Armadillo from the Halo situation, obviously with the Warthog. That is not going to allow you to be seen on PC. Even though they do just technically show as a Octane for everybody else, those things will not transfer due to licensing agreements and obviously the franchise being owned by those specific companies. The other thing that's a little bit different too is the Ultimate Edition on Disc DLC for Batman and the DC Superheroes pack as well will not transfer. There is another disclaimer stating that for the players on the Nintendo Switch, they are not fully able to support cross-platform for the premium DLC on the console at this time. You will be able to use premium DLC owned on other platforms, but items owned on your Nintendo Switch cannot be used elsewhere. This is something they're still working on with Nintendo and want to be able to players to do that in the future on every single platform. So it does seem like it is a holdup on Nintendo, and it makes sense because if they're able to do it with Xbox and PlayStation and everybody else, then clearly it is not on their end. It is definitely on Nintendo's end. So hopefully Nintendo gives a little bit of leeway and provides that in the future, but until time will tell on that. Overall, just trying to make a more seamless product, and credit to Psyonix. For a lot of people, this is something that I feel other developers would pretty much just forget about, or something that they're just like, well, we can't do it initially, so I guess we put it on the back burner and hopefully figure out in the future. Well, that future is here, and it's good to see that they are still trying to provide this synonymous or this culture or ecosystem, I guess, where no matter what platform you play on, whether it's old gen, new gen, PC, console, whatever, it's all the same, which I think is a really big deal. Speaking of the Rocket League ecosystem, I will be putting out a video here as a little bit of a teaser about using the Rocket League IP or intellectual property in other games. So imagine there being, just as a hint, something like Mario Kart, but with Rocket League cars and aesthetics and cosmetics, but it plays like Mario Kart with Rumble items. Things like that. That'll be a fun video. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. And if you haven't, hit subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Up next, there is a lot of known issues in Rocket League, and there is some patch notes that are coming. There has been more details and more dates giving. The biggest one I know of is for those that do host community tournaments in game. There's always been this problem of not being able to spectate the matches if you host them, and it's been really frustrating. They fixed this a while back, and the last time it broke, it only took them like a week to fix, but it's been like a month and a half, almost 2 months, and it's going again. So I'm going to rifle through these really quick. You'll probably see them displayed up top on the screen, but these are the current known issues, ones that they're working on fixing and all that kind of stuff. So the first one, invisible spawn into match, cannot adjust the camera. An error occurs when trying to spectate a custom tournament. This is the most known one. Remove Utopia Coliseum snowy from map rotation due to crash reports. Several decals affect appearance of Octane's body trim. Grass textures in the main menu are inconsistent. Several boosts display incorrectly when in the garage. Grass in Forbidden Temple Day changes appearance near the player's car when high quality shaders are disabled. Visual inconsistency on Visionary Wheels. And for the Xbox One, some of the players may have performance issues on Forbidden Temple. There is also history of all the other things they have fixed in this blog post, which will be linked in the description. Last and certainly not least, obviously the Intel World Open, the international event that is no longer international, with players playing from different teams to represent their regions and countries, has been a lot of the talk lately because it is kind of supposed to be this big deal. With it being regional only, it kind of stinks, but I kind of thought about what was better for you guys. Obviously, I have the ability to, if I really wanted to, I could draw this out. I could clickbait the ever-living heck out of all these different rosters that are getting announced and putting out videos and claiming the revenue and enjoying that, but I just feel like that's unfair to you, and I say that with a little bit of an asterisk because if I am missing videos for content, I will put out bulk videos of those at a time. With that said, if you don't want to wait for those videos, or if I don't end up doing those videos, I have made a list for all of you to pay attention to these rosters that I will update regularly. Just like I do for the RLCS rosters throughout the seasons when trade rosters and rumors are going on, I have done this now for IWL. On the Rocket League Esports subreddit, they do have a pinned post, and it does have some of the rosters in there currently. There is a couple other ones that they have missed out on, and I have it all categorized by which region they're playing in, color coded, as well as all the rosters and the countries that they're representing. And you can do this by the same document I use for that RLCS rosters. You can do it one of two ways. Number one, in the description, there is a link to it. It is the second tab that is literally called IWO rosters. If you don't want to do it that way, you can go into my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Lawler, and in the chat, type !RLCS rosters. When you do that, it'll pull up a link. Go to the second tab as well, and you can scroll through, which is probably showing, and it'll locate and list all the different teams, and I will update these as they continue. In the future, once these have all finalized and we get through qualifiers and stuff, I will probably do a list in my regards to who I think is the best, most likely to win, which team will represent which region, all that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll do another LAN simulation like I've been doing already, where bot matches play, and we'll try to figure out who's the best of the best that way, which I think simulating bot matches for all these would be really fun and could be like a week-long event on stream that people can kind of tune into every single day. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you'd like to see that, if you'd like me to showcase that, or maybe do some bot simulations. Maybe I'll try to get the players to play in it. I don't know. We'll have to figure out something. Either way, I do appreciate all the love and support, but that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Questions, comments, concerns, as always, leave those down below. And if you guys do enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and we hope to see you for the next one. Peace.